Have you ever looked at someone you trust? A friend, a coworker, maybe even your partner? It's like, I don't really know what they're capable of. Here's the scary truth. Every single one of us carries a dark side. It's not just criminals, not just bad people. You, me, all of us. And most of the time, we don't even notice when it's driving our behavior. Today, I'm going to pull back the curtain on the hidden impulses that shape your choices, your relationships, and maybe even the life you're living right now. Have you ever caught yourself thinking something you'd never dare to say out loud? Maybe it's a little spark of jealousy when your coworker gets praised in a meeting. Or that quiet relief when a friend cancels plans, even though you told them you were excited. We all put on this mask of being nice, reasonable, and in control. But deep down, there's another voice, one we don't like to admit is ours. And here's the truth. That voice isn't rare, it's human. You and I both have it. Think about it. How many times have you smiled at someone, then complained about them the second they walked away? Or maybe you've promised yourself you wouldn't. Compare your life to others, but 5 minutes on Instagram and suddenly you're angry at the world. Sometimes it's smaller things like cutting someone off in traffic and justifying it because you're in a rush. Other times, it's bigger, saying yes to someone's face but secretly hoping they fail. The scary part is that these little behaviors add up. They quietly shape how people see us, how we see ourselves, and even the opportunities we get in life. Most of the time, we don't even notice we're doing it. We just call it stress or say, "That's just how I am." But if left unchecked, that shadow side doesn't stay small. It grows. And one day you realize it's not just shaping moments, it's shaping the direction of your entire life. Here's something most people don't know. Psychologists have discovered that we lie far more than we think we do, and not just the big lies. In one study, people admitted to telling 1 to 2 lies per day. But when researchers tracked behavior more closely, the real number was much higher. Even scarier. The majority of these lies weren't told to manipulate strangers, they were told to people we care about. Another surprising fact is that, under stress, the brain actually shifts into a survival mode, where morality becomes flexible. In other words, your brain can literally justify bad behavior if it feels threatened. Now, let's pair that with something you've probably heard before. Humans are wired with a confirmation bias. We look for evidence that supports what we already believe and ignore what challenges it. That's why arguments with friends or family spiral so fast. We're not searching for truth, we're searching to be right. Add in the bystander effect, where people freeze or avoid taking action if others are around, and suddenly, every day, situations show just how fragile our good behavior really is. So why does this matter? Because once you see how your brain is designed, you realize these dark impulses aren't proof you're broken. They're proof you're human. But here's the catch. If you don't understand the science, you can't control it. And if you can't control it, the shadow side starts running your life in ways you don't even notice until it's already caused damage. It's 6:45 p.m. on a Tuesday, and Emily is stuck in traffic, drumming her fingers on the steering wheel. Her phone keeps buzzing with messages from her boss. Need that report tonight, while her kids wait at home for dinner. She forces a smile when she finally walks through the door, pretending everything's fine. But later, sitting in the dark kitchen with cold takeout in front of her, Emily feels the truth creep in. She's exhausted. She's angry. And under that mask of being okay, there's a storm she doesn't want anyone to see. The breaking point comes during a family dinner that weekend. Her teenage son makes a small mistake, spills a glass of water, and she explodes. Not just a little sharp tone, but a full-blown outburst. Her voice shakes, her face burns, and in that moment, she feels herself become someone she swore she wouldn't be. The room goes silent. Her son stares at her, not with anger, but with a kind of distant hurt that cuts deeper than words. That night, Emily lies awake, replaying everything. She realizes the anger wasn't about the water. It's weeks, maybe months, of bottled-up frustration, envy and stress crashing out in one moment. And while she calms down eventually, something lingers, a fear. A fear that if she doesn't understand what's really happening inside her, these outbursts will keep shaping her relationships, little by little, until the damage can't be undone. The real key to breaking free from the dark side of hidden behavior is awareness, not in a vague, just be mindful way, but in a concrete daily practice of noticing what's really driving your reactions. The truth is, you can't control what you don't first see. By shining a light on the triggers, patterns, and emotions that sneak up on you, you take away their power. And the best part, this isn't something reserved for therapists. Offices, it's something you can start applying in your everyday life right now. Here's how. First, pause before reacting. The next time you feel a wave of anger, jealousy, or defensiveness, take one deep breath before responding. That pause interrupts the automatic cycle. Second, name it. Literally put words to the emotion. I'm feeling envy, or this is frustration. Naming emotions calms the brain's stress response and gives you back a sense of control. Third, trace it back. Ask, what's this really about? Often the surface issue, like someone's comment or a small mistake's just the spark, not the fire. This step reveals the hidden story you're carrying. When you practice these steps, something shifts. Instead of being blindsided by emotions, you start recognizing them as signals, warnings, pointing you toward unmet needs or deeper truths. That's when relationships soften, choices get clearer, and the very struggles that once felt like weights begin to feel like lessons. Remember, the darkest parts of us aren't there to destroy us. They're there to guide us. Think back to how we started. I asked you about the hidden parts of human behavior. No one talks about the emotions and impulses that creep into your life without you even noticing. Throughout this video, we've peeled back those layers. We went from recognizing the silent struggles that almost everyone faces to uncovering the surprising science behind them, to walking through a story that probably felt all too familiar. And finally, we looked at how simple steps like pausing, naming, and tracing emotions can transform the dark side of behavior into something you can actually use for growth. Here's the real takeaway. You're not broken, and you're not alone. The shadows inside you are not a sign of weakness, they're a signal. Every outburst, every hidden envy, every quiet resentment is really just a message waiting to be heard. And once you learn to decode those messages, you gain power over them instead of being controlled by them. That's not just psychology, that's freedom. If this spoke to you, you'll love what's coming next. Because if the dark side of human behavior shows us what we're up against, the next step is learning the hidden strengths we never knew we had. In our next video, we'll explore the science of untapped potential and how to unlock parts of your brain you didn't even know existed. Make sure you subscribe, hit that like button, and share your thoughts in the comments because this journey is just getting started.